Hello and welcome back to Wireman's Whimsy. We are doing the fourth and final card in the series on the magical Meadows suite. This card I have moved away from the colors in the designer series paper to kind of do more of a full color card. So what I've got is I have got a crushed curry card base. I've got a 5 1/4 by 4 piece of basic white. To do the ribbon, I took some of the yellow satin ribbon and I colored it with the dark copper clay Stampin' Blend. So this ribbon, like other ribbon that I've colored, the ribbon can take color. The alcohol markers are perfect for it. I've used the deckled rectangle die to do the greeting. Now obviously this die is bigger than the greeting, so I'll show you how I did that. We're also using the Stripes and Splatters embossing folder. We're using the stripe one, and it of course is narrower than the paper is, so I'll show you how I emboss the whole thing. So there's lots of tips and tricks going on in this video. The first tip is do your stamping first, then let it dry for a bit, and then do your embossing, because otherwise the juiciness of the ink gets into the embossing folder and it can create colors on your next thing that you emboss. So what we're going to do is we are going to stamp using the copper clay, and we're going to use the leaf from the stamp set, and we're just going to do 2 columns of leaves with this one, and you can see the difference in the color when it dries. When I first used this, I thought, ooh, I don't know if I like that color very much, but it actually is beautiful when it dries. It's exactly what you expect it to be. So we've got that done. Now I'm going to clean my stamp. I've just got my cleaning pad just off frame here, and then we're going to come in with the crushed curry. Do the same thing, 2 columns with this. I tried putting in cherry cobbler as well. It was too much, so I went back to just the 2 colors. Again, you could do this in a variety of green colors, lighter ones if you wanted to, like an Easter card, you could do something like that. Darker greens and reds if you wanted to do a more traditional Christmas card. So gonna let that dry. Just put that off to the side for now, and let's do our greeting. So we're gonna pop open the copper clay again. I'm going to ink up the Colder Weather Brings Us Together stamp, and I'm going to stamp it on this side of the card because if I did it in the middle, I'd run out of room. So this one I'm going to run through right away. So we're just going to load it up at an angle because we don't want to run that hard edge through the machine, and I've got ink on my fingers again. So we're just going to line this up towards this side, making sure we're kind of straight because I stamped the greeting a little off kilter there. I'm going to get a sticky note, pop the sticky note down, and then sandwich this up and run it through the machine. So we'll do that, and then we're going to run it through the machine again. This is kind of making what you have do what you need to do, similar to, instead of having every color of gem or opal round, you can color them. Same with the ribbon. You don't have to have every color. If you've got light colors, you can color them. We do lots of improvising and using what we've got. So let's just run that through. And then we've got a die cut that is resized to what we need. There we go. Pop that on there. on like that. Oh, I'm gonna have to sneeze in a minute here. So we're just going to take that out, and you actually have another one as well you could use for another greeting. So I'm going to put that in my save this bin. So what I did is I took the crushed curry and a figure dauber, and I just went around the outside just to give it a bit of definition. And I used the crushed curry because I've done the ribbon and the bow in the copper clay. So that's why I did that way. Now let's go ahead and run this through the embossing folder. It's had a bit of time to just dry up a little bit. So we're going to pop that in the folder like that. Just bring our card, or just our machine base down and our gray plate, and then we'll run that through. And lots of noise when this one goes through. There we go. So now to get this so that it's embossed all the way across, we're just going to bring it over and we're going to kind of line it up a little bit. Don't have to line it up exactly. Just pop that closed. Oops, so much for lining it up. There we go. And we're going to run it through again. So this is how we can take an embossing folder that's too small for the paper we want to use and make it bigger. The same way we took a die that was too big and made it smaller. So you can adapt, and it works really well. So let's just move all of this out of the way, and we can go ahead and start building this card. So we're just going to, because this is a fairly detailed embossed page, I'm going to put adhesive all the way around the edge so that we don't get that lettuce edging going on. And I'm just going to, pop this back up into frame, line this up, drop it down. I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of the greeting, and then we can put the ribbon on and we can bling it up. So I've got the they're the in color dots that we can use. I'm going to pop this up a little bit higher than center so that I can put the bow on, and I've got some of the larger adhesive dots from my paper pumpkin kits. I'm just going to pop that right on the back of the bow, just like that. And I tied the bow before I started because it can take me 2 or 3 times, and I didn't want to waste that time on camera. So there we go. That's the bow on. Now let's get these, and this is the 23 to 25 in color dots, and I'm using the, you could use the crushed curry ones, but I'm using the copper clay ones, and I popped one kind of up over here, and oh, see, now that's stuck on my finger, so I'm just going to not drop it down there. This one goes over here, and then we're going to see, sometimes the take your pick tool works better to pick these up, and sometimes you chase them all over the place. So just depends how good the adhesive is on them. And then I put one more kind of down there. So that is the finished card using the stamps from the Magical Meadow set, but adding in more of a fall themed card. So thank you so much for watching this series, and let's create together again soon.